Alright, this video is on Chapter 8 in your Flash book. It's talking about building complex animations. It talks about planning for complex applications and animations, creating an animated graphic symbol, creating a movie clip symbol, animating buttons using movie clip symbols, and being able to edit an animation using the motion editor. As your applications become more complex and you begin to utilize more advanced features of Flash, planning your work becomes critical. Part of the planning process is determining how to develop a clean timeline, that is, which objects that are easy to recognize and manipulate, and how to optimize file size by reusing symbols as much as possible. Creating animated graphic symbols and movie clip symbols can help meet your goals. A well-built application consists of many small pieces put together in animations that can be used in the application. You need to consider the following questions as you plan your project. Are there any repeated elements on the stage? If the answer is yes, you should make them into graphic symbols. Graphic symbols should include any still elements that is used on the stage more than once. Graphic symbols might also be elements that you want to be able to tween. Keep in mind, one graphic symbol can contain other graphic symbols. For example, you could have a sailboat in which the sails are graphic symbols within the boat symbol. Alright, are there any repeating or complex animations or elements on the stage that animate while the rest of the movie is still? If so, make these animated graphic symbols or movie clip symbols. What kind of interactivity will your Flash application have? You can assign action script to button symbols and to movie clip symbols, but not to graphic symbols. You should use button symbols for elements used for navigation or elements that you want to be clickable. Button symbols can contain both graphic and movie clip symbols inside them. Your library panel should house all the building blocks for your movie. To build a logical library panel, you should have a solid plan in place for the different elements you expect to be using. You can convert an entire multiple layer animation into a single animated graphic symbol that you can store in your library panel. When you create a single animated graphic symbol, it removes all of the associated keyframes, layers, and tweening of the animation from your timeline. Animated graphic symbols can also reduce file size if you expect to use the animation in more than one place in a movie. An animated graphic symbol is tied to the timeline of the movie in which you place the symbol. And here it shows the timelines. You have your very complex timeline there on the left, and then when you create your animated graphic symbols, that contains the animation for all the layers. Okay, so you get rid of this big complex timeline and go down to 2 layers there on the right. A movie clip symbol, which is essentially a movie within a movie, is a more robust way to store complex animations in the library panel. The biggest difference between a movie clip and an animated graphic symbol is that the movie clip symbol retains its own independent timeline. This creates a nested effect, which means the movie clip instance timeline plays within your main timeline. Because the movie clip instance timeline is independent of the main timeline, it will repeat if its timeline is shorter than the main timeline. A technique for stopping an animated movie clip is to insert a blank keyframe at the end of the layer on the main timeline that displays the movie clip. You could also use ActionScript to control the playing of a movie by creating buttons that start and stop a movie clip. When you create the animation for elements in a movie clip, each element might reside in its own movie clip symbol. When you place these symbols on the stage in a movie, each of the movie clip symbols would move according to its own independent timeline, as well as take up only one layer. And this shows here, you could create a movie clip symbol of a flickering flame and use it to animate all 3 candles in the image. You could also create a movie clip symbol of the fire, which would continuously play and continuously crackle and move as fires do. Alright, at this time we are to the point of working on the tutorial. We are on page Flash 8-7 if you're wanting to follow along in the book. we go out to Flash. We need to navigate. If you haven't already downloaded the files and saved them, you need to do that. And then we're going to navigate to that folder. And we're going to open up FL8_1. We're going to save it as animated leaves. Save it back in that same folder where you'll know where it's at. And then we want to look at our library panel. Okay, display your library panel. Press enter to play the animation. Alright. Motion tween in the leaf layer on the timeline causes the leaf to move. Alright, double click the leaf graphic symbol in the library panel to display it in the edit window. Alright, press enter to play the animation. Here, let's play it over here in the library panel. Alright, it's the same animation as the one on the main timeline. It was developed by creating a new graphic symbol named leaf graphic symbol. Copying the motion tween on the main timeline and pasting it into the timeline of the leaf graphic symbol. Alright, we're going to click Scene 1 at the top of your workspace if you're not already in Scene 1. Insert a new layer above the leaf layer. Name it GS_leaf. Click frame 1 on this layer. Then drag the leaf graphic symbol from the library panel to the stage above the text, as shown in figure 3. Alright, so drag your leaf graphic symbol over your text right here. The animated graphic symbol version of the leaf still takes up 10 frames on the timeline, but the symbol's motion tween, blue shading, and keyframe on the timeline does not display because it is saved as part of the graphic symbol. Press enter to view the animations. Okay. Alright, here you see this and it plays, and that's your graphic symbol animation. It was saved as part of that. If you go back to Scene 1, the animations still play. Okay? But it only takes up one layer on your main timeline because all of that motion here was saved as part of the graphic symbol. Alright, now insert a new layer above GS leaf. Name it MC_leaf. Drag the leaf movie clip symbol from the library to the stage above the text as shown in figure 4 in your book on page 8-8. Click frame 1 of your MC_leaf layer, then press enter. Movie clip symbol version of the leaf does not move because movie clips on the stage play only when you export, publish, or test the movie in Flash Player. Although this movie clip has been provided for you to use in this lesson, you will learn how to create this movie clip symbol in a later lesson. Click Control, go to Test Movie, and then Test in Flash Professional. All three leaves animate in place continually. Alright, close Flash Player and save your work. Alright, now insert a new layer above MC_leaf. Name it Stop Action. Insert a keyframe in frame 8. Open the Actions panel, then verify the Script Assist button is active. Alright. Verify that the Stop Action 8... Okay, I put it in the wrong one. I need to go over one. I had it in 7. Alright. Now, open Actions again. Stop Action 8 should be listed down at the bottom. This indicates that the action script code will be assigned to frame 8 on the Stop Action layer. Click the Add a New Item to Script button. Choose Global Functions, Timeline Control, and then Stop. Your screen should now resemble Figure 5 on page 8-9. Then we want to test our movie. I can't see it. The first 2 instances move briefly in the stop because of the stop action in frame 8 on the timeline. The movement of the first 2 instances of the leaf are dependent on the main timeline. Only the movie clip continues to move because it has an independent timeline. Close your Flash player. Click frame 8 on the Stop Action layer. Click Modify on the menu bar. Point to Timeline. And then clear keyframe. Click frame 1 on your Stop Action layer. Open the Actions panel. Verify Stop Action 1 is what you see in the lower left corner. Click the Add button here. Global Functions, Timeline Control, and Stop. Close the Actions panel and test your movie. The first 2 instances never move at all because of the Stop Action in frame 1 on the timeline. Only the movie clip symbol moves because it is independent of the main timeline. Alright. Save your work and close the movie. Alright, we're going to go back to our PowerPoints for just a few minutes. We're now on lesson 2. It's talking about creating an animated graphic symbol. Most of the time, you'll want to use movie clip symbols instead of animated graphic symbols to store your animations, but in some instances it may be useful to create an animated graphic symbol, such as when you want a sequential animation to play only one time, and when you want an animation to synchronize with other elements on the stage. You create an animated graphic symbol in the same way you create a static graphic symbol by choosing the graphic option in the Create New Symbol dialog box. In the Library panel, an animated graphic symbol looks the same as a static graphic symbol. However, when you select the animated graphic symbol or movie clip symbol, it is displayed with the stop and play buttons there for you. As you'll see here in this image, you click the button for the play in the animation, you click a button to stop the animation, but if you look at the symbols, the leaf base and the leaf graphic symbol both have the same icon there. They look the same. If you draw and animate an object in a movie, it can be later placed inside an animated graphic or movie clip symbol. You can copy motion tweens, frames, and layers from the main timeline and paste them into a new symbol. You cannot copy sound or interactivity in an animation from the main timeline to an animated graphic symbol. So let's go back to our tutorial. We are now on page 8-12. We're going to open up FL8_2. We're going to save it as animated trees. Alright. Verify the library panel is open. Drag the border at the top of the timeline up to display the trunk layer and all 11 leaf layers. Okay, so let me pull this up just a little bit. And then we're going to do View, Fit in Window. Now, play the movie. And if we go out here and test our movie, it'll play continually for you. You see the leaves. The leaves animate on 11 separate layers. Now then, we're going to click on the trunk layer, press and hold Shift, and click leaf 11. Then release your shift. The trunk layer and all numbered leaf layers and all frames in each layer on the timeline are selected. You can click Edit on the menu bar. Point to Timeline. We want to do Cut Layers. The layers are removed from the timeline and the tree is no longer visible on the stage. We want to click Insert, New Symbol, type Animated Tree, and then click tree. Make sure it's graphic here, and then click OK. Click Edit on the menu bar. Point to Timeline, and then we want to paste layers. The tree trunk and leaves appear on the stage as shown in Figure 9 on page 8-12. You may need to scroll the stage to view the entire tree. Click Layer 1 on the timeline. Then click the delete icon. Alright, play the movie. Alright, then click Scene 1. At the top left of the workspace. Now you're on the main timeline. Click Essentials, Reset Essentials. Insert a new layer above the background layer. Name it Trees. Click Frame 1. Then drag the animated tree graphic symbol from the library panel to the left side of the stage. Now play the movie. Click Frame 1 on the trees layer. Then drag the animated tree graphic symbol from the library panel to the right side of the stage. So now you've created another instance of the tree. Click Properties panel. Then in the Position and Size area, verify the lock icon is on, that it's not broken. Then set the width to 64. Position the tree as shown in Figure 11. And then play the movie and watch the leaves animate on the stage. Okay, I'm going to do a control, test movie, play and flash. Okay. Now then, save your work and close the movie. You created 2 instances of an animated graphic symbol after you created the graphic symbol from the layers that you already had on the stage. You took all those animated leaves and the tree and turned it into one graphic symbol instead of 12 layers on your timeline. Now, if we go back to PowerPoint, movie clips are usually the most efficient choice for you to use in creating and storing complex animations. The main advantage of a movie clip symbol is that it maintains its own independent timeline. Movie clip symbols require only one frame in the main movie, regardless of the complexity of the animation. You can add sound and associated action script statements to a movie clip symbol. When one movie clip is made up of many other movie clips, the process is called nesting, and you can nest as many movie clip symbols inside another movie clip as you want to. When you nest movie clips, it creates a parent-child relationship that will become increasingly important as you enhance the interactivity of your movies and begin to deploy more sophisticated action scripts. When you insert a movie clip inside another movie clip, the inserted clip becomes the child and the original clip is the parent. As it shows here, your animated Dragonfly movie clip is the parent, and your left wing, body, and right wing are all child clips of that main clip, or the parent clip. If you place an instance of a parent clip into a movie and then change it, you will also affect all of its nested children. Anytime you change the instance of a parent clip, the associated child clip updates automatically. The Movie Explorer panel allows you to inspect the nesting structure of your entire movie, and you can easily view the movie structure and see which elements are nested. You can apply a filter to view just the elements you want to see. And here it shows the Movie Explorer panel. It shows your buttons for your text elements there, buttons, movie clips, and graphic symbols, action script. The location of the selection is shown at the bottom of the panel. The scene, the layer name, frame number, and selection name. You can click the panel options button to view options such as to print the Movie Explorer. You can customize the view. You see buttons there for frames and layers, video, sounds, and bitmaps. So if we go back out, we're going to start creating a movie clip symbol. When we go back to our tutorial here, we are now on page 8-16 if you're following along in the book. We're going to open up FL8_3. We're going to save it as Dragonfly. And then we're going to display our library panel. Change your frame rate right here to 10 frames per second. The library panel contains the D-Fly body, left wings, and right wing graphic symbols, as well as the animated left wing movie clip symbol. These symbols will form the basis of your new movie clip. You're going to click the animated left wings movie clip symbol in the library panel. And then click play. Okay. Be sure you click the movie clip symbol and not the name next to the symbol. The wings appear to flutter. Next, you'll create another movie clip symbol to animate a set of right wings for the dragonfly. So we're going to do insert, new symbol. We're going to type animated right wings. We're going to make sure that movie clip is selected. And then we're going to click OK. And this displays our edit window for our animated right wings. We're going to click frame 1. Now on layer 1, we're going to drag the right wings graphic symbol onto the stage. Okay, we want this circle to be over, wait a minute. We want the circle to be over the center crosshair. Okay, so we want it here. Alright, you can use your arrow keys to move it around to get it perfectly lined up. Display the properties panel. Click 1 on the timeline. Then click the wings. Change your X and Y coordinates to 0. Setting the coordinates to 0, 0 provides an anchor point that will remain the same as you resize the wings, which provides the appearance of fluttering. We're going to click Insert, Motion Tween. Click frame 5 on the timeline. Click the wings. Then click the Properties panel to set the following values. We want the width and height to be 47 and 57 respectively. And then we want to click, make sure the link icon is broken, okay? Then go back to 10 here and click on our wings again, and we want the width to be 84 and the height will remain 57. Now play the animation. Click Scene 1 at the top left of the workspace to return to the main timeline. Click Insert on the menu bar. Then click New Symbol. Type Animated D-Fly. Okay. Make sure movie clip is chosen and then click OK. Drag the D-Fly body graphic symbol from the library panel to the center of the stage. Drag the animated left wing movie clip symbol from the library panel to the stage, then attach it to the upper left side of the dragonfly's body. So we want the animated left wing. Alright. Drag the animated right wing and attach it to the upper right side of the body. Okay. Compare your figure to figure 16 and use the arrow keys to make adjustments as needed. Okay. Click Scene 1 to return to the main timeline. Alright, you have now nested two movie clips inside a new movie clip symbol. You're going to insert a new layer above the trees layer. And you're going to name it Dragonfly. You're going to click Frame 1 on that layer. Then drag the animated D-Fly movie clip symbol from the library panel so that it is on top of the left tree on the stage. Play the movie. Because the Dragonfly is an animated movie clip, the animation does not play on the stage. Test the movie. Verify the Dragonfly graphic on the stage is selected. Okay, close your player. Your Dragonfly graphic on the stage is selected, and it is. Click Modify, Transform, Scale and Rotate. Type 180. Wait, 180 for the rotate value. Okay, escape. Let's try that again. Modify, transform, scale and rotate. Alright. And then we want to change the rotate value to 180. And then click OK. Display the properties panel. Click Frame 1 on the Dragonfly layer. Verify the lock icon is unbroken. And change the width to 49. Okay. Use the selection pointer Use your selection pointer to place the dragonfly so it is centered on the branches, and save your work. Okay. You added an instance of a movie clip symbol to the stage, rotated it at 180 degrees, and resized it. Click frame 1 on your dragonfly layer. Click insert. Then click motion tween. Click frame 10. Then drag the dragonfly to the leaves on the small tree. Use the selection pointer. Point to the middle of the motion path. Then when the pointer changes to have a curved underneath the arrow, drag the path down as shown in figure 18 on page 819. Click your sub-selection tool. Point to the left end of the motion path. Then when the pointer changes to an arrow with an unfilled square, click to display the Bezier handles. Point to the right side handle. Then when the pointer changes to the delta symbol, drag the handle up to the position shown in figure 19. Drag the solid path down slightly using the sub-selection pointer with a filled square. Notice the dots from the original path are now on the reshaped path, as shown in figure 20 on page 8-19. Click frame 1. Then click Orient to Path in the Properties panel. Click the Free Transform tool. Then rotate a corner handle to align the front of the dragonfly to the path. Click frame 10 on the dragonfly layer. Then resize the dragonfly to width 22. Drag the tween span on the dragonfly layer to frame 30. Then insert keyframes in frame 30 on the other layers. Test the movie and then close your Flash Player window. Save your work. You animate and resize an instance of a movie clip. Alright, now we're going back to the PowerPoints for just a few more minutes. The next section talks about using animated buttons. You can animate a button by nesting a movie clip symbol inside any one of the three visible states, up, over, or down, although up and over are the most common placements. To build an animated button symbol, you need a movie clip symbol with the animation and a button symbol in which to nest the animation. Because movie clips have independent timelines, the clip will run continually while the button symbol is on the stage, even if the main movie pauses or stops. Adding interactivity to a movie means that you are asking your user to be involved in the movie in some way or other when watching it. You could add a button for a user to click or give the user a choice to make, more likely holding your user's interest if you've given them some options. You can create complex interactions by using ActionScript in combination with your movie clip symbols. You can use ActionScript to instruct movie clips to perform actions without waiting for user input and to jump to specific frames on the timeline of a movie clip. And here it shows buttons control your game variables. Counter keeps track of the score as you play. And the user drags pieces to the correct place in the puzzle. And it's an interactive game, okay, created with symbols, buttons, and ActionScript. We're going to go back to our Dragonfly document. We're going to click Insert, New Symbol. We're going to type Play. It's going to be a button, and then click OK. Click the Up frame on Layer 1. Click the Text tool. Then click the Text tool pointer in the center of the stage. Use the Properties panel to change the character family to Verdana. Well, okay, that's easier than hunting for it. Okay, then set the style to bold, the size to 24, and the color to black. Type Play. Make your selection tool active. Drag the animated left wings movie clip from the library panel to the left of the word Play. Then drag the right wings movie clip from the library panel to the right side of the word Play. Click your selection tool again, make sure that it's your active tool. Click the word Play on the stage. Click the text field color box on the Properties panel. Position the eyedropper pointer over a wing and then click. The text and wings are now the same color. Insert a keyframe in the hit. Select the rectangle toolbox, the rectangle tool from the toolbox. Then draw a box around both sets of wings and the text. Click the selection tool. Click Scene 1 to return to the main timeline. You created a button symbol and placed an animation inside the upstate of the button symbol. Insert a new layer above the dragonfly layer. Then click Frame 1. Change it to button, name it button, and click Frame 1. Drag the play button symbol from the library panel to the lower right corner of the stage. Insert a new layer above the button layer. Name it Actions. Then click Frame 1 of your action layer. Open the Actions panel. Verify that Actions 1 is displayed in your left corner. Add a new item to your script. Choose Global Functions, Timeline Control, and Stop. Click Control on the menu bar and test your movie in Flash Professional. The wings flutter on the animated button and on the dragonfly in the tree. Notice that the dragonfly in the tree does not fly on the motion path and the leaves on the trees do not animate. This is because both the dragonfly's motion and the leaves are dependent on the main timeline, which is stopped in Frame 1. Close your Flash player. Make sure your selection tool is your active tool. Click the play button on the stage. Display the Actions panel. Then verify that the play button symbol is displayed in the lower left corner of the pane. Click Add, Global Functions, Movie Clip Control, and then click On. Click Add a New Item. Okay. Point to Global Functions again. Timeline Control. Go to. Change the frame number to 2. Okay. Click frame 30 on the Actions layer. Click Insert, Timeline, Blank Keyframe. Click Add a New Item to the Action Script. Go back to your Action Script panel. Add a New Item, Global Functions, Timeline Control, Stop. Click Control on the menu bar, point to Test Movie, and then Flash Professional. The dragonfly in the tree and the play button are animated because they use their movie clip timelines, which are independent of the main timeline. Click your play button. The leaves on the trees animate and the dragonfly flies on the motion path, which are associated with the main timeline. Close the Flash window and save your work. You added actions to the movie, creating interactivity. Alright, we're going to go back to the PowerPoints for just a few minutes. We're on lesson 5. It talks about your motion editor. Your motion editor allows you to edit movie-tween animations by changing the property values such as the position, rotation, color effects, and ease. When you use the motion editor, you can quickly make changes to animations without having to use the properties panel, and you can view the effect of the change while it's being made. When you click motion editor, the motion editor panel opens in place of the timeline at the bottom of the Flash window or workspace. The motion editor includes several columns with the headings across the top of the panel. And this shows you an example of the motion editor with the column headings, properties of the selected motion tween. You can click a property heading to enlarge the row. It shows you properties, property values, how to click to remove a keyframe or to reinstate a keyframe. You have black squares which indicate your keyframes, and then it shows your frame numbers. And that concludes the lecture for the chapter. Let's go back and finish up the tutorial. We're on page 8-28. We want to do a copy of this, so we're going to do a file save as. Save it as Dragonfly ME. Click frame 1 on the button layer. Insert a motion tween. Alright, click frame 30 and insert a keyframe. Change the view to fit in window. Then collapse the properties panel. Click motion editor on the timeline. Okay. Drag the top of the motion editor panel up to display the all of your motion editor. Okay. You may not can get it all in there. And be able to see. Alright, I think we've about got all of it now. Okay. Click the viewable frames value at the bottom of the motion editor and change the value to 30. Okay, viewable frames is right here. You want to change that value to 30. I'm going to drag this over a little bit if it'll let us. Won't let us collapse this. Okay. Alright, pull this over out of my way a little bit here. We can reset it in a few minutes to get all that back. Let's close all that out so we can see. Click 30 on the motion editor graph timeline. So we're over here on 30. In the basic motion area, click the Y value right here and put 80 and press enter. Notice the button symbol on the stage moves and the graph line on the motion editor changes. Change the rotation Z value to 320. Okay. In the transformation area, verify the links for the X and Y scales are not broken. Then change the scale X to 10. Notice the scale Y is also set to 10 automatically because the lock was not broken. In the eases area, change the simple slow value to 100. On the basic motion bar, click the no ease list arrow and change it to simple slow. All the ease settings in the basic motion area change to simple slow. Click the control on the menu bar, point to test movie, and then in Flash Professional. Now click the play button. Alright, now close Flash Player window. Close the Flash Player window. Point to the keyframe in frame 30 on the X coordinate graph line. Okay. Drag the line up to change the value to approximately 420, and notice how the top of the motion path on the stage moves toward the tree. Okay. Let me pull it back down to around 420. Alright. Your screen should now resemble figure 30. Alright, it's hard to get it set. Okay. Well, every time I let go, it wants to change. So let's change. It won't let me. Okay. Alright. Now then, we've got it set. So your screen should now resemble figure 30. Test your movie. Alright. Hit the play button. Alright. So now both of them should be residing in the tree. Close your Flash player. Save all your changes. Alright, and then we can reset essentials up here. And we can close our document and then close Flash. And that concludes the lecture and tutorial for Chapter 8. If you have any questions, let me know.